Good morning, students. In our last session, we have discussed about the coordinate measuring machine. So today, in today's session, we will discuss about the coordinate measuring machine, which is an application of CNC. So computer numerical control, which is done for the coordinate measuring machines. So this is an application which is related to the quality control, or it may be the inspection. So the parts which are being manufactured by using the computer numerical control machine, that is the CNC machines, are being inspected by using coordinate measuring machines, that is computer numerical control coordinate measuring machines. So computers are used to inspect the parts which are being manufactured from the computer numerical control machines. So here we are going to have the coordinate measuring machines which are of two types. So coordinate measuring machine which are of two types. One is cantilever type and another one is gantry type. So cantilever type, in which we are going to have a cantilever like beam which will be moving to and fro in x, y and z directions. So we are having a coordinate measuring machine which is of 2 axis, 3 axis, 5 axis. Like this we are having the different type of the axis. Based on the axis of application, we are going to have a different types here. So that is the gang type, that is column type. The columns are there. By using that column, we are going to have a probe at the center. By using that probe, we are going to have an inspection. So these are the two type of the coordinate measuring machine. So what do you mean by this actually a coordinate measuring machine? So the coordinate measuring machine is a dimensional measuring device. That is nothing but the inspection device. So we are going to have a dimensional check by using the coordinate measuring machine. So these are designed to move the measuring probe to determine the coordinates along the surface of the workpiece. So for this coordinate measuring machine, we are going to have a probe at the end. So if it is a cantilever type, at the end of this cantilever we are having a probe, and in the gang type also we are having a probe. So probe which is used to analyze or to detect the dimensions or inspect the part by using that probe. So the part from dimensional measurement, apart from the dimensional measurement, these machines are also used for profile measurement. For the measurement of the profile, for measurement of the angularity, or for the measurement of the digitize, that is the digitizing, or it may be the imaging purpose, we are going to use the coordinate measuring machines. So it not only inspects the part, it inspects the texture, it inspects the curved surfaces. We can inspect the curved surface, we can go for the measurement of the angles, we can measurement the profile of the component. So that is what we are having in the coordinate measuring machine. So coordinate measuring machine which consists of the 4 parts, the main 4 parts, that is the machine, that is the whole machine, the measuring probe, the probe what we use, that is a measuring probe, the control system and the measuring software. For this we want a computer. For the measurement purpose we want the software. By using that software we are going to measure the dimension here. So machine, measuring probe, control system and the software, which is the 4 main important parts of the coordinate measuring machines. The control system in a coordinate measuring machine, which performs the function of a live interaction between various machine drives, displacement transducers, that is the displacement transducers, probing system and the peripheral devices here. So this control system which performs the function like the live interaction, that is, for example, if we are having a part, the part which we are going to have a profile measurement. So if we are going to have a profile dimensional check, it will be having a live interaction between the system component, that is the predefined component part, to the analyzing part here. So interaction between various machine drives also we are having, as well as the displacement transducer, the probing system, and the peripheral devices here. So this control system, which are classified according to the following group of that is the coordinate measuring machines, that is manually driven coordinate measuring machines, or it may be the motorized coordinate measuring machine with automatic probing system. We are having a direct computer controlled CMMs. We are having a coordinate measuring machine with which is linked with the CAD softwares, CAM, as well as flexible manufacturing systems also. So we are having different types with respect to the control system. So the first two methods, that is the manual driven, or it may be the motorized that is the coordinate measuring machine, which are very common and common machines what we are going to use in the industries. So manually driven, that is nothing but we have to move the cantilever with respect to the workplace or the workpiece. So wherever we are going to have a workpiece, we have to wherever we are having the work table, we have to place the workpiece manually, and the movement of the cantilever or the beam or the column what we are having, we can be moved by using the knobs. We were having a knobs, by using the knobs we can move, and we have to place nearer to the workpiece. Then only it inspects the part, or it goes for measurement of the dimension. So in automated system, that is motorized CMM or with automatic probing system, automatically if you place a component, the work table can be moved according to the probe dimensions, or according to the probe the work table will set according to that one, and according to that the measurement goes on having here. So that is the inspection. So in direct computer controlled, or in computer, that is the coordinate measuring machine which is linked with the CAD or the CAM, or it may be the flexible manufacturing system, FMS. So in such cases, what happens is the computer control is responsible for the movement of the slides. So that is by the computer only we can have a movement with respect to the workpiece as well as with respect to the probe here. So that is computer control is responsible for the movement of the slides, that is the readout form or displacement transducers, as well as the data communication. So displacement of this transducer as well as the data communication, everything takes place by using the computer here. So the coordinate measuring machines are of different configurations, that is like a fixed bridge or a moving bridge, cantilever, like this, that is the horizontal arm, or it may be the gang type, whatever I am showing here, gang type. Like this we are having the different types of the coordinate measuring machine. So this coordinate measuring machine, which is very useful in the production units to measure the accuracy. So wherever we are having the more accuracy parts to be manufactured, there by inspection of the parts are done by using the coordinate measuring machine here. So we are having a when we go for production units, large scale production units, all are automated one. So the dimensions can be checked. That is nothing but the predefined component are being used in the computer. So predefined, or the parts which are being manufactured, which are being designed in the CATIA or it may be ProE, that the same data will be stored in the computer. And with respect to that, whatever the parts are being manufactured, both the dimensions can be matched. That is, when the probe goes on moving with respect to the profile, the dimensions goes on verifying with respect to the CAD model here. So CAD model which are being placed in the computer, with respect to that, the part whatever they are going to manufacture, it goes on verifying the data with respect to that one. So that is the system what we are having. And in some cases, by using the profile, we can go for the conversion with respect to the CAD model by using this coordinate measuring machine. So that is the probe which moves from X to Y or Y to Z with respect to the profile. So same data will be recorded in the software. By using that data, you can go for the conversion to the CAD model by using the coordinate measuring machine. That is also we are having in the coordinate measuring machine. So coordinate measuring machine not only gives the dimensional inspection, it gives the profile inspections. It gives the the surface texture, that is surface profile measurement, or the surface code, surface, everything can be analyzed by using the coordinate measuring machines. So it is very this machine which is very useful when we go with respect to the precision work. When we are having a precision work to maintain, there we are going to use the coordinate measuring machine. So in the same way, we are having a welding machine. So computer numerical control welding machine. So the welding which are being done by the programming here. So if we go for programming the welding process with respect to the component, the automatic welding takes place by using the computer numerical control here. So that is what we are having in the welding here. So you can see the machine what we are having here in the picture. You can see we are having a machine control unit. With respect to that, we are having a control unit, computer control unit. The program are being fed into this machine control unit, so that it exchanges the data with respect to the machine control, which converts the electrical pulses into the programming language, and by using that is the program what we are having, it converts to the electrical way, and in the same way the machine goes on working here. That is the phenomena what we are having here. So this when we want a superior quality of the weld precision, there we are going to use this. So the best example where we see this one is when we go with respect to the JCB, or it may be the Hitachis, whatever the earth movers we see. For that we are going to use a pipe which are been bent pipes. The bent pipes whatever we are having, so with respect to that bent pipes we are going to have an attachment unit. So at the end of these bent pipes we are going to have attachment with respect to the pneumatic hydraulic, or it may be the pneumatic circuits. So at that places the pipe to the attachment unit are being welded by the TIG welding. So TIG welding, which is done by using computer numerical control welding process here. So the whatever the TIG welding is done, this TIG welding will be programmed according to that one, so that the parts are being welded. That is because it is a very precision quality that is needed, because it is having a hydraulic power, that is the power which is with respect to the hydraulic is more here. So because of that, high precision is needed for the welding between the pipe to the attachment unit. So attachment unit, which is threaded parts we are having there, so the threaded parts will be attached by using the welding. So that is the best example what we see, because of the high power of the hydraulic power we are having there. So with respect to that high power, the attachment unit is welded with respect to the CNC welding machines. So these machines are also equipped with a rotary table, because we are having a circular we are having a circular parts. So because of that, we should have a welding by the circular. So for that reason, the table will be of a rotary table. So weld moves with respect to the weld feed rate, or it may be the wire feed or the torch height and welding current can be programmed here. So everything can be programmed. So weld at what rate it has to be rotated, the weld feed whatever the feed we have to be given for that one, the wire feed, torch height, that is the welding height, that is the torch what we are having, the torch height as well as the welding current, everything can be programmed with respect to the part which we are going to for the welding. So CNC welding machines are used for the laser welding, or it may be the welding of plastics, submerged arc welding we are having, wire welding machines, butt welding, flash butt welding, TIG welding. All these are being done by using the computer numerical controlled machines we are having. So these machines are generally used in automobile workshops, because the cost of these machines will be more than the normal conventional machines, welding machines. So because of that, wherever we want the precision, so I have given a best example of the actuators, or it may be the earth movers. So in such cases we want the high precision, because of high the hydraulic energy, because of the hydraulic energy or the hydraulic power, the welding should be of a strong one. So there should not be any gap between the part which are been welded, because it is having a hydraulic, so that we are going to have, if it is having any gap between the any of the part, then due to the hydraulic power with the high energy, we are going to have any of the accidents with respect to that one. So because of that, the welding should be very strong in between, that is the bonding between the welded part and the part should be high here. So the precisions have to be maintained by using the CNC welding machines. So in the same way, we are having electrical discharge machining, that is the welding or that is the EDM machine. So that is the electrical discharge machining. So you can see the two types here, that is the ram EDM as well as wire cut EDM. So two types of the EDMs we are having. So one is the ram type and another one is the wire cut EDM we are having. So electrical discharge machining. So it is a non-traditional machining method what we are having here. So it is primarily which is used to machine hard materials. So when we are having a hard materials, those hard materials which cannot be machined by using the normal conventional ways, by using lathes, or it may be the milling cutters, so or it may be the other things. So when we are having a hard metals cannot be machined, so at that time we have to go by using the discharge machine, electrical discharge machining. So for example, when we use a cast iron, so cast iron cannot be machined very easily because of its hardness, so at that time this that is in cast iron material can be machined easily by using the electrical discharge machining here. So which is a non-traditional machining method which is used for the machining of the hard metals that cannot be machined by using the traditional machining methods. So material removal will be taken place by a series of electrical arcs discharging over the gap between the electrode and the workpiece. So how actually it is because of the positive and the negative charge. So one will be, that is the work table is maintained as a cathode, and the tool will be made as anode. Because of the gap between this positive and negative, we are going to have a spark or the electrical arc we are going to get here. So the electrical arc which is discharging across the gap between the electrode and the workpiece, by using the arc we are going to have a machining here. So there are two types of this EDM, that is the ram EDM and the wire cut EDM we are having. So in wire cut EDM, a thin wire is fed through the workpiece and is constantly fed from a spool and is held between upper and lower guides here. So wire EDM is nothing but the wire which is used to generate the arc here. So the wire which is continuously used by the spool here, so that from the upper and the lower guides, so that the spark takes place between this to get the machining. So these guides moves in the XY plane and are precisely controlled by the that is the computer numerical control. So wire feed rate is also controlled by using the CNC, that is the computer numerical control. So like this we are having a different application. Whatever today I have explained about 2 to 3 types, these all are with respect to the examples where we are going to use the application of computer numerical control machines. So that is what we are having in today's session. With respect to that, I am going to explain about the turning center also. So turning center, which is a traditional center lathe which is having a horizontal bed, that is the slant type bed turning center it is. So we are going to have a lathe that is of horizontal bed. So here the saddle which moves longitudinally and across the cross slides moves transversely. So the turning center which is of that is the traditional one. It is a traditional method what we are having. So when we see the traditional to the non-traditional one, whatever we are having today, so we are having some difference of with respect to the production, with respect to the precision. So we should know that one. So because of that I am going to have this turning center also. So the saddle which moves longitudinally direction, as well as the cross slide which moves transversely, although the tool can be clearly seen, the operator must lean over the tool post to position them accurately. So to maintain or to guide the tool with respect to the workpiece, the operator has to be there with respect to that one, with respect to the positioning the tool with respect to the workpiece. So concentration of chips may be created, that is the chips which are being generated may be created a heat source, and there may be a temperature gradient in the machine tool. So keeping the above points in view, developments in the structure of the turning center lead to the positioning the saddle and the cross slide behind the spindle on a slant bed as shown in this figure here. So when we are going to have a normal lathe, when we are having a normal lathe, in normal lathe, when the tool moves with respect to the workpiece, we are going to have an increase in its temperature when it starts generating the chips here. So when the tool moves with respect to the workpiece, the chips which goes on removing, the material goes on removing with respect to this one operation. So at that time we are going to see the increase in temperature or the heat source, as well as temperature gradient goes on increasing with respect to the machine, that is with respect to the tool here. So we are going to have the damages in the tool or wear out of the tool. So keeping in this in the mind, we are going to have a new type of the turning center, where the structure of the turning center which are being, that is the positioning of the saddle and the cross slide behind the spindle. So behind the spindle we are going to have a saddle as well as the crosshead, positioning of the crosshead behind the spindle on a slant bed. So chips fall freely because of the slant bed configuration, which is more ergonomically acceptable from operator's point of view here. So the chips which are being generated will fall very easily. So here we are going to have a reduce in the temperature as well as temperature gradient. That is what we are going to see in the slant bed type of the turning center. So it is being preferably made because of reducing the temperature and temperature gradient here. So reducing the heat with respect to the tool and the workpiece. So because of that we are having a new type of the turning center, that is a slant bed type of the turning center, which are being controlled by using the computer numerical control here. So that is what I want to have here. So computer numerical controlled way of the slant bed turning center here. So in today's session we have seen the application with respect to the computer numerical control machines. In my next session I am going to have programming with respect to the computer numerical control machines. Thank you, students.